All right, here we go.
Fantastic Beasts and the Secrets of Dumbledore. What's up, everybody? Now, the Secrets of Dumbledore. Now, low-key, I wasn't that super excited to see the movie because I haven't been a big fan of the Fantastic Beasts franchise. Now, I love Harry Potter. I grew up with Harry Potter, like Harry Potter and Star Wars are my two favorite franchises. So I kind of hoped to see what they would do this time because, you know, it's directed by David Yates, who directed the previous two, and it's written by J.K. Rowling and Stephen Clovis, who actually wrote almost all of the Harry Potter movies. So I had a little bit more easier feel going into this movie because if we let J.K. Rowling just write the screenplays, I was just like, yeesh, that doesn't look good. And also I know this time I don't have my Afro, but don't worry, I will have it next time. It will be back. It will be back. Now this will be a spoiler reviews, but I think everybody has seen it now by this point. The movie picks up a year after the last one where Grindelwald is still trying to get followers so he can wage war against the Muggle world. And Dumbledore realizes this time he cannot just stand by and do nothing. So he actually asks Eddie Redmayne's character to help and it's kind of like the story of Dumbledore's first secret army that he does. Well, it's actually an interesting idea to see. We get various characters back. We get Jacob back again, we get with a couple new characters also this time, and the plan is to stop Grindelwald, and the way Dumbledore plans to do it is like basically have them do it because he has the appendage which forbids him to fight Grindelwald basically. Now, I saw the movie twice in cinemas, and I will say the first time I saw this movie it was very confusing for some reason. Like, characters go places, but it's not really explained why or what their purpose really is there, and stuff happens to characters motivation changes here left and right. What was kind of like, it was still, I would say this movie is better than Crimes of Grindelwald, but at the same time only a little bit better. Like, it's not like a big difference, it's just like slightly better than the previous one. Now, of course, this time Johnny Depp is not in the movie because of the whole allegations that you have with him, this court thing. Matt Mickelson does a good job as Grindelwald, but I think they really never fully convinced me, the audience, like that Dumbledore and him were an item before, like they were together years ago. The scenes between them, I feel like more like two best friends that separated a long time ago and now reunite. It never had this feeling like, oh, they used to be in a relationship together, which is like, it never really is clear because like Dumbledore says like, because I love you, but it's never like they never really like say that like they're in a relationship. They can like hint at it because they never like fully say, oh yeah, we've been together this and this, and it's basically the whole movie I know is very underwhelming. Like, I noticed after watching it the first time and the second time, the movie is very underwhelming. And I think what's really a major problem with this movie is the pacing. The pacing is so slow in this movie that is just like, it becomes not engaging. There's no really sense of adventure this time in this movie. It's because of the pacing. The energy of the movie is really toned down. It's just like, I don't know what really was, the feel of this movie was just off. It was not magical. It's like, normally when you watch a Harry Potter movie, you have this magical feel of, you know, adventure and characters going on a fun mission or something. And they have all the elements there, but they don't execute it as well. All the elements are there, but they don't execute it well. And I'm kind of like thinking like all the time, like I said, characters just happens. Like, for example, when Dumbledore is the appendage and he cannot fight against Grindelwald, but then all of a sudden, yes, he can. It's just like, so he just fights Grindelwald because it breaks all of the sudden. It's just like, it's never explained. And I don't need everything explained in the movie, but like, you set up things, they set up a lot of things, but don't fall through with them. They just like change it. Oh yeah, now it's this possible. And it's the kind of writing I don't like, but their excuse is because in the plot this time, Grindelwald finds this magical creature which he kills, which helps him see into the future. So the plan of Eddie Redmayne's Newt Scamander and everybody is to be basically no plan. Just have everything mix mash, everything. It's kind of like that episode of Rick and Morty where when the computer has taken over and he calculates every plan that he has. So Rick and Morty has to like do all this weird shit in order so that the computer doesn't get to. This is basically what they try to do, but it's not executed as well, because like they basically use this plot point as an excuse to have stuff happen that literally changes characters, changes everything, and just have weird stuff in the movie. But they basically use this plot line not to have like a fun, interesting, diversion or anything, or misdirection with stuff happening. They use this plot line because they don't know what to do with the characters. So you can clearly tell, like you have Jacob and this other black lady, which I forgot the name, they go to this dinner party, but it's like Dumbledore never mentions why, he just tells them to go there. And then it happened that one of the politicians supposed to be poisoned. But it's like stuff with Chan. And I know it feels like, well, you can see to the future, so, that has to be like this mishmash. But like, you can still have done it in a better way. Like I said, they don't know what to quite do with the characters. The characters are not as engaging as well. I mean, the most engaging and fun character in the Fantastic Beasts series has been Jacob. And he's a Muggle. I mean, he is the only character that really has funny lines, is engaging, is funny, and it's just like, he's the only interesting character. I mean, Eddie Redmayne's Newt Scamander is interesting, but I feel like this time he's actually makes sense for him to be in the plot. Not like in Grindelwald, where if you could like take him out, the movie would have continued the same way. So I say like there's ups and downs with this movie. I do think Jude Law is great as Dumbledore. It's like seriously the best part of the movie is Jacob and Jude Law's Dumbledore. I think he really does a good job portraying Dumbledore, like the spirits of Dumbledore. Also, it was great seeing Hogwarts again. Like, this is for me, like, every time I see that damn castle and I hear the music played, I was like, why am I even mad? It just hits in the nostalgia real bad. And then I saw like 2 Quidditch players flying around. I was like, ooh, they're trying to get us. But it's just like, the movie's very underwhelming. The pacing is terribly. What really slows the movie down terribly. The movie feels more like it's set on autopilot, really. The direction is very bland. It's not an interesting direction at all. And of course, Dumbledore's secret. Now, what I feel like the title should have been is Dumbledore's brother's secret. And even though his brother's also called Dumbledore, but you misguide the audience because the entire promotion of this movie has been Dumbledore's secret. So of course you think Albus Dumbledore because he's the one in the promotion and the posters, and Jude Law's one of the, he's Albus Dumbledore. But it's actually, Ezra Miller's character is actually Dumbledore's brother's son. So, and you get this whole interesting backstory actually. What I felt like the movie, which I wish we have gotten to see, which is a way more interesting story than the movie we got. Because this movie, the story is just very forgettable. Also, there's some scenes with some terrible green screen. I just like, damn, I mean, like, how, I don't understand how green screen in some movies can be still this bad in 2022 when it was way better when they started the Harry Potter movies. Like I said, now The Secret, which I felt like would have been something cool, but like Dumbledore has no secret because we know everything about him. The only thing we didn't know that Dumbledore's brother was the one who had a son, and that's Ezra Miller's character, and he was abandoned. He didn't know about him having a son, and that was actually an interesting part. Like, and Dumbledore tells a story also, like, because we have the picture of his sister, and he tells this interesting story where he said well, him and Grindelwald wanted to basically run away, and his brother was against it, and they were fighting, and then they didn't hear his sister come down, and then they don't know who accidentally killed her, and they have like this conscience and this guilt that Dumbledore feels. And I feel that was such an interesting plot point that I feel if they would explore that more, the movie would have been more better. Make it more about this family dynamic would have been actually more better. But we don't focus as much of that. We focus more on, trying to stop Grindelwald. But I do feel like if they would add like this family drama with the death of the sister and him feeling guilt and with his brother, would have made so much more compelling story. Like I said, this movie sets up well. It has the potential, it has great actors, it sets up, there's a great setup, but they never fully go through with the execution. And I feel like J.K. Rowling, I feel this is really also a problem with J.K. Rowling because she just changes stuff all the time, and she's not a very good screenplay writer. I mean, she can write great books, but when it comes to screenplay, it's not her strong suit. I really think J.K. Rowling should stay as a producer and have somebody else write the screenplays for these movies. Or what would have been even better is like, why doesn't she write the book series, fantastic books, like write the books, Fantastic Beasts, and then have them adapt into movies, what I think would have been way better. Because like if she continues to write those Fantastic Beasts movies and we still get 2 more of them, I feel like it's still gonna be the same. Because I mean, like the first one was pretty good, the second one was terrible. I mean, the first 10 minutes of the Great Crimes of Grindelwald were good, the rest was bland. And like I said, the characters are not as engaging as like in the Harry Potter series. There's no sense of adventure, there's no sense of fun, there's no really sense of like, you know, of really watching an exciting Harry Potter movie basically. Everything is toned down, it's super underwhelming, the pacing is super slow, there's plot holes, characters just change, or plot things just change just like that because they have no idea what to do with it. Like I said, the movie was entertaining, but it's slightly better than Crimes of Grindelwald, but still, this time there was no real magic in this movie. I'm gonna give this movie a 3 out of 10. The Secrets of Dumbledore's Brother. Let me know what you think of the movie. Did you like it? Did you didn't like it? For me, I love the Harry Potter movies. It's one of my favorite. I love those. I watch them every year. But like Fantastic Beasts is like, it's okay. I never feel like, oh, these are great movies. I don't get it why. This is Harry Potter. People know the world. This should have been so much easier to, you know, have a couple fun new characters and have them go on adventures and help with Dumbledore. Like they have everything there, but yet they cannot find the right way to execute the storyline. But thanks everybody for watching. As always, see you next time.